affirms the sentence of 20 years of imprisonment, subject to credit to 1C of the rules. The CIA. Mr. Petrovich, will you please?
I have taken poison.
We suspend, please, the curtains.
Today we're taking a look at the Beretta A300 Outlander. Retailing at about $650, it's certainly on the more budget end of semi-automatic shotguns. It holds 3 rounds in the tube and 1 in the chamber, and it comes with a plug installed to bring that to 2+1, although that is easily removed.
It's really hot out today. I can imagine the moose moisturized in their lane and relaxing in the bogs today, so I think we're safe from them. But there are paper targets back there, and you know how dangerous those are, so let's take care of them. You can see we're holding 4 rounds today. I took out the plug.
At 7.1 pounds, it's fairly lightweight and it balances very well. The gun points exceptionally well for me, which is very important for a gun whose primary purpose is supposed to be hunting. Looks like we also have some bear too. The A300 Outlander hosts a series of features that make a lot of sense on a hunting gun, but that also means that it fills a relatively specific purpose, and trying to broaden that perspective into other roles might not necessarily make sense for this gun. The gun comes with a 28-inch barrel and a relatively short magazine tube. I mean, the capacity is pretty limited, even for this style of gun. Because of this, it handles very well. That's a good thing for hunting, but it also disqualifies it more or less from a defensive purpose. It could be used for that role, but there are so many better options. Also, it might not be ideal for shooting clays, but for a lot of the related sports, it's definitely good enough, and it's a budget entry if you want a semi-auto for that purpose. In fact, one of my favorite uses for this gun is shooting clays and mag dumping trash on the ground. It uses Beretta's mobile choke system, which I find perfectly adequate. I've never had any issues with patterning or anything like that, and it hits more or less where I put the bead. It's not very hard to switch out ammunition. Well, let's see if she bump fires. Or jams. Weird. Bolt action. Let's see. Yeah, so bump firing it with birdshot, not enough power. You have to hold it steady. So, would I recommend this gun? Absolutely I would. If this is what you're looking for, I really enjoy shooting this gun. It's exceptionally reliable, and I really can't say enough good things about it. That being said, unlike some other more versatile options, for example, ones that you can trade out magazine tubes or barrel lengths, this is not a jack-of-all-trades shotgun. It's made for a very specific role. If your role fits what this gun does, that's great. But if you're looking for a defensive gun or for a gun for target shooting or clays, you might want to look elsewhere. Not that it can't do clays, it's just there are better options. Length of pull is fully adjustable with the removal and adding of spacers in the stock. However, this is not a youth gun. You can tell when you shoulder this thing and you pick it up, it's made for a full-size person. So if you're on the smaller side, I'd try it out in person before I bought it. Something the A300 does well is giving the user a lot of options for loading and unloading the firearm. For example, I have this log I need to go over. I can remove the round from the chamber, which I just dropped. Yeah, so I can remove the round from the chamber, and it's safe to cross the log. If for some reason I need to unload it, I can simply push down on the lifter and press the button thingy, and the shell will come out, and my tube is empty. Now I have a completely unloaded shotgun without having to put anything in the chamber that I didn't already have. So let's cross this log. Yeah, let's go under. Shotgun goes under, I go over. That's the right way to do it. Honestly, I usually just hurl myself over it with a loaded gun, but that's how you're supposed to do it. I've made it up and over this giant obstruction. So I take my gun. All right, so obviously the bolt doesn't lock back. So you could just pull the bolt back and throw the shell in, but instead I just pull the trigger so I can lock the bolt back again. Compass. I'm dropping everything. All right, shell goes in, hit the button, just like any other shotgun, right? Come on. And we're done, fully loaded. Make sure I'm unsafe, and I'm ready to go. You can see the road behind me. Shell goes out. I'm unloaded. I'm curious to get my hands on one of the patrol models of the A300. I think some of the features on the Outlander definitely lend themselves towards hunting, such as the very small and kind of hard to use bolt release, and the lack of modularity and other modifications you can do to the gun. My Beretta A300 was purchased in 2016. A good amount of time has passed since then, and I really hope that the company has taken the steps needed to bring the A300 into the future with its new models.